Chester, 1st of December 2022. There's a dispute between the bank and the owner of this property over the mortgage on the property. As far as the owner is concerned, the mortgage has been settled. There's an ongoing court case where the banks have been asked for disclosure. The banks are refusing disclosure. Instead, they are sending in the heavies in order to repossess the property. We counted 7 bailiffs or debt collectors. Their boss, number 8, David Williams, and about 15 police officers. When the bailiffs first arrived, procedures were ignored and the tenants were not served the required notice. They also refused to hand over or show the warrant. All they had with them was a fake repossession order.
It's a fraudulent warrant.
That's with the Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice has confirmed the warrant doesn't exist.
Our intention was to highlight the laws and procedures that they were ignoring.
Can you identify yourself, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
Officer? Excuse me, officer. Excuse me? I've tried to give them some paperwork to read. Listen, we've got some documentation here. First thing you need to do is read your rules and regulations. You've refused to provide any documentation. So what I need to see of you, I need to see the woman, I need to see your licence to remove goods. You know, I need to see all of it, mate.
We tried and tried to tell them the case law that applied in this situation. We wanted to give them the opportunity to refute our statements.
It's not a warrant. What are we going to do?
He's not letting me see the warrant.
They ignored our legal requests. Why?
Right, you need to stop these breaching the peace. That's not a lawful warrant.
You're not allowed to use any force whatsoever.
This is breaching the peace.
Breach of the peace from the bailiff. You are required to stop this action.
The sergeant said the police were there to prevent the breach of the peace. And within a minute, the same sergeant said they were there to support the bailiffs.
It's your job to do that too. It's your job to do that too. Yes, it is. Oh, you're supporting them now? Ah, right. So guys, we've just had confirmation from the sergeant they're supporting the bailiffs now.
A breach of the peace actually took place almost immediately.
Policeman, there's now been a breach of the peace.
Police were informed of the breach of the peace and they chose not to protect us, the people. In fact, it appears they were acting on behalf of the bailiffs.
Okay. You identify yourself?
Yeah, PC3004.
They were there for over 4 hours. During this time, the bailiffs committed assault and battery against 3 people.
There's injured people now because of the glass. There's injured people here now because of the glass. I'm all cut. My neck's
The police need to fucking...
My neck. You've cut my neck. You've cut me.
Scumbag!
Me. What are you doing?
You're meant to be... This is meant to be peaceful. Yeah, and he's just assaulted there.
I've been dragged around, swung around by a bailiff. I've got cuts all over me, and these just stood there and watched it.
The bailiffs also caused damage to several glass windows and doors.
Fucking numpty. Numpty.
If you go to smash the window.
Oh! No! You fucking do!
Oh, yeah.
All this without a lawful warrant.
Broken into this house illegally, unlawfully. Where's the warrant? Where is your warrant?
Best rule in the world, about an hour and a half later at party. So
where's the warrant?
We've already been through all this.
Where's the warrant?
Yeah.
Well, where is it? You've not shown
it.
no warrant. Well, let's see it. Let's see it. We want a picture of
They really wanted to come in and we had to defend our home. Did the police realise that the situation with the bailiffs was out of control?
No, no breach of peace, smashing windows. Robot, robot, robot. But smashing somebody's window is surely breach of the peace. No, 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 no. Smashing somebody's window is...
You're going to stand round doing nothing.
So we use all here impartial, use all here to like just make sure everything goes alright. No, they just smash somebody's window. Isn't that breach of the peace?
Is this shame they felt? Is this what the police stand for now? What did they sign up for? Who did they swear to protect? In summary, they were there for 4.5 hours. During this time, the bailiffs committed the following 12 offences: breach of the peace, assault by beating, ABH or actual bodily harm, criminal damage to property, attempted trespass without a valid warrant, intimidation, fraudulent misrepresentation of documents, multiple human rights violations, seizing property without a warrant, the previous warrant was abandoned, trespass upon property, conversion of property, trespass against person, criminal negligence. The bailiffs had clearly gone too far. They left without entering the property this time around.
Oh. Bye. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Then on 12 December 2022, the story continued. The same bailiffs came back with armed police escort, at least 20. Image not clear, but this was the boss from the previous incident, David Williams. The police had with them what at first appeared to be a lawful warrant in order to execute a house search. They said that they had lawful suspicion that an illegal firearm may be in the property. They intended to gain entry by any means possible. It was frightening having police arrive at your door with guns. As we had nothing to hide, we thought it was wiser to let them enter. How sure are we that the second warrant issued to the police is lawful? Carlisle or Carlisle? Did you notice the typo? Carlisle's Magistrates Court does not exist. Is this a fraudulent or a valid document? Police said that someone made a statement that they had been threatened with a firearm whilst on the property illegally on the 1st of December 2022. Any such threat as this is taken seriously, and it normally warrants a search by firearms police. But remember, the bailiffs didn't have a lawful warrant to gain entry.
So what they're trying to do is abuse the process, say, oh, there's weapons, or that we've done this.
We're here to assist them doing their duty lawfully.
Sorry, you're here to help bailiffs?
Although we chose to let the firearms police in, we questioned why the bailiffs were present.
So I don't think they've got an issue with searching the property, but why the bailiffs are...
We simply asked that they ensure that the bailiffs don't come in.
What we can't have, there's a dispute with the bailiff.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, they haven't got a warrant. What we can't have is you letting them in when you need to do your job.
Okay.
The dispute with the bank's debt collectors is a civil matter. They had no lawful warrant. As regular members of the public, debt collectors have no business attending the scene of a firearms search. We thought we had made this very clear. In fact, the road was closed because no civilians were allowed to come anywhere near. So why were the bailiffs there? We pointed out to the police officer in attendance that several offences were committed during the first incident. But the police chose to ignore this. The police aided the bailiffs in committing offences rather than serving us, the people.
Yeah, you should arrest somebody. So this assault happened in front of 15 of them. He witnessed this woman, who's in her 50s, be dragged from this distance to the car and grabbed by the throat in front of 15 of them.
We pointed out to the police that they were potentially also committing offences if they helped the bailiffs gain access to the property during a firearms search and without a lawful warrant.
What I'm saying is, you can't aid in a better criminal offence. So if the bailiffs are using this now to get in, you're aiding and abetting that, and it's a criminal offence.
We needed to defend our property because the police would not help us do this.
So that's why we're prepared to protect our property, because the courts have not done the job properly. And when you see that happening, and now we're waking up in the morning, like, with armed police, with at least 20 of you, you can see why it looks really bad.
During the search of the property, police found a crossbow, air rifles, and marker sprays. These are legal, do not require licenses, and the police ought to know this. They still seized them as suspected firearms and arrested the people present for suspected possession of Section 1 firearm. Of course, all the people were released later and not charged, as no offences were committed. Are the firearms police not the experts at identifying firearms? They should have realized this when they found the alleged firearms. Were these arrests lawful according to police regulations? Or was this an underhanded tactic to remove the people who were in the house and in their way? After the people who lived in the house were taken to custody, the house was handed over to the bailiffs. The police escorted them in.
That's the police bringing the bailiff in. That was the bailiff being brought in by the police.
If the bailiffs never held a lawful warrant from any court, can we be sure they were real bailiffs? After having heard the full story, don't you find it was quite convenient that the police had a warrant to search the property and somehow found the grounds to arrest the people who stood in the way of the bailiffs? How could the police have got a warrant from Carlisle's Magistrates Court? Carlisle's Magistrates Court does not exist. If the bailiffs had no lawful warrant, they could not have been sent by the court. So, who were they really, and who do they work for? How were they able to get the assistance of a special unit within the police? The police is sworn to protect us from criminals. People entering your house without permission with the intention to steal any property are called burglars. This is a crime. If these bailiffs or debt collectors had no authority from the court to enter and remove goods, didn't they commit burglary? Moreover, did the police help them to do this? During their second visit, the police committed the following 16 offences: intimidation and harassment, unlawful use of firearms, trespass on private property without a valid warrant, failure to uphold police oath, failure to apply impartiality contrary to PACE, criminal damage to property, assault, battery and ABH, unlawful arrest and detention, assisting bailiffs in a civil matter, seizing property without a warrant, discrimination, failure of duty of care contrary to PACE, violation of Article 3, Article 6, Article 8, Article 14 of the European Convention on Human Rights. What if this happened to you? This is what's happening around the UK now. Corporations are ruthless in the pursuit of profit. It's time to focus together and hold them accountable.